All right, thank you very much, Kristen Welker. And let me bring in Colleen Marshall. She's the co-anchor of our NBC affiliate in Columbus, Ohio, WCMH. Colleen, thank you so much for joining us. We know that the Columbus Dispatch today endorsed. Good morning. We know that the governor, Kasich, was endorsed by the Columbus Dispatch. This morning on Meet the Press, the governor of this state kept his line of a peaceful message, the message that he can unite. From the voters that you've spoken with in this state who right now seem to be moving toward a victory for Governor Kasich, how are they reacting to these violent protests at Donald Trump's rallies?
You know, the people that I've talked to, a lot of them are in the Republican Party, but they say they're shocked that this is allowed to continue, that it's been going on for so long and at the level that it appears to be heading. And so when it is really making his numbers here for John Kasich solidify. I think he always anticipated a win here, but the numbers have been very close. But what we're hearing from Republicans is the late deciders, those last-minute people who just hadn't made up their mind, more of them are breaking toward John Kasich, and it's believed that it could be because of what they're seeing at these Donald Trump rallies.
We know that the Kasich campaign, the governor, heavily focusing on what he says are the 400,000 jobs that he's brought to the state since becoming governor. He's also pointing to the recovery of a town or of a state that's been hit very hard, and many of the industries that people would depend on in the past. As you well know, Donald Trump is pushing back on that, saying were it not for, in his words, the governor hitting oil, that the situation would be far more bleak. What is the primary concern? What are the people of Ohio, when they look at jobs, really looking for here?
Well, the governor is right when he says that 400,000 jobs have been added since he took office. The reality is he took office at the time when the nation, and certainly Ohio, was in the midst of a recession. So the jobs were down significantly at that time. And as the recovery took place, and some Democrats would give President Obama credit for that, but as the recovery took place, a lot of jobs returned to the state of Ohio. And we've also heard Donald Trump talking about, well, they struck oil there, and there has been fracking in the state of Ohio, particularly in the southeast and the eastern part of the state, but that's not where the bulk of the jobs have come from. Those jobs have come in some of the industries that have resurged. If you look at the auto parts industries in the northwestern parts of the state, the north central part of the state. We've got an auto plant, the Honda plant is in Marysville, just north of Columbus. That has expanded over the last few years during the Kasich administration. So the manufacturing jobs that have come back are not tied to the fracking or the oil industries. There's a little bit of that, but not to the percentage of the jobs that John Kasich can lay claim to.
And let's look at the Democratic race. There have been many comparisons between Michigan and Ohio, and whether or not, despite what the polling shows, that perhaps Senator Sanders could pull an upset here. What are you seeing regarding any potential that he could stun the world, in a sense, Tuesday with a victory in Ohio?
Well, everyone here was as shocked as everyone around the country when Bernie Sanders won in Michigan, because it was deemed to be a 20-point lead for Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton has a big lead here, too, and it's expected that that will hold through Tuesday, because this is, sometimes they call it Clinton country. Bill Clinton has been very popular here, and Hillary Clinton beat Barack Obama here back in 2008. She had a resounding victory in the state of Ohio. She's not taking Ohio for granted. Her husband was in the state this week campaigning very heavily. She'll be here tonight in Columbus for what's known as a legacy dinner for the Ohio Democratic Party. Both she and Bernie Sanders will be speaking directly to party leaders at a sold-out dinner here in downtown Columbus. And then, of course, tonight, the two of them have a town hall forum. Clinton supporters are counting on her to do very well. Bernie Sanders supporters, though, they are saying this could be another Michigan for him. So no one is taking anything for granted, because, as you know, Tamron, the polls just aren't holding up this year.
They have not been. Thank you very much, Colleen. Great pleasure having you on today with us this morning. Thank you.
Thanks.